Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the key dimensions of the 3Cs initiative is the importance of the transatlantic link. And as has been said by our speakers, the strategic aspect of the 3Cs initiative is all important. And if we get that right, the rest is much easier. And I think we're on the path to doing just that. I must say that in my lifetime, the United States has long enjoyed a special relationship with the countries of Central and Eastern Europe, particularly since 1989. We wish it could have come a little bit earlier, but good things are worth waiting for. The United States' support for these countries, I think, was important in paving the way for NATO enlargement and the political transformation of all countries into liberal democracies. And here to speak to us about how the U.S. can continue to play a role in Central and Eastern Europe's prosperity agenda through this initiative is U.S. Assistant Secretary of Commerce Ian Steff. Mr. Assistant Secretary, the floor is yours.
Thank you, General, and thank you, President Johannes, for the kind invitation to allow me to address this illustrious and distinguished group on behalf of the United States government. Thank you and congratulations to your colleagues for pulling off this momentous and distinguished summit. Your Excellencies, honored guests, I am pleased to be here representing the Trump administration, a Trump administration that is highly supportive of the overall goals of 3Cs. As President Duda referenced, this is evidenced by President Trump's attendance at last year's 3C summit in Warsaw. The U.S. is looking forward to working with its 3Cs partners to reach the goal of increasing the integration of the participating countries through joint infrastructure projects and other programs. We believe improving the connections along the north-south axis that links the Baltic, Adriatic, and Black Seas makes sense for political, economic, and security reasons. Last year, President Trump was joined in Warsaw by my boss, Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross. I'm also joined by Ambassador Clem today, and Secretary Perry, the United States Energy Secretary, will be joining us shortly. We are also joined by many from the U.S. industry. We're very pleased to be accompanied by them. On behalf of Secretary Ross, be assured that the Department of Commerce and the United States government sees a great deal of commercial potential for U.S. companies to participate in 3Cs related projects. U.S. firms are world leaders in areas such as infrastructure, energy, defense, technology, and digital technology. So it makes good business sense for the Commerce Department to support 3Cs and many of your very laudable initiatives. Many of the industry here today, including Bell Helicopter, Raytheon, Lockheed Martin, General Dynamics, and Exxon. I saw many of them on the way in. U.S. business is already quite active in the 3Cs region. In a 2018 report on the transatlantic economy, economists from the Johns Hopkins University Center for Transatlantic Relations estimated that since 2011, U.S. companies have invested more than $16 billion into the 3Cs region. While by comparison, investment in the United States by countries of the 3Cs region remains relatively small at just over $3 billion, the Department of Commerce is pleased to see increased interest from companies in the 3Cs region investing in the United States. This was evidenced by the strong participation, the very strong participation in our Select USA Summit, which was held in Washington in June. At that summit, we had delegations from across the region, including delegations from Romania, Austria, Poland, and Croatia, just to name a few, and we thank you for sending very robust delegations. When you look at the trade statistics, you also see evidence of an already robust U.S. 3Cs region relationship. In 2017, the United States exported over $26 billion worth of goods and services to the 3Cs countries. During that same period, the U.S. imported $46 billion in goods and services from this region. Therefore, 3Cs is and will be an important component of the overall transatlantic relationship because it will deepen our already robust bilateral commercial relationships. The U.S. business community is one of the greatest assets the United States has overseas. These individuals are informal ambassadors of U.S. values, know-how, and ingenuity. But it is not just a one-way street. Doing business in foreign markets also exposes U.S. business to new challenges, new ways of thinking, new opportunities, new talent that keep our companies growing and ever evolving with the changing times. Moreover, it creates opportunity for corporate partnerships. We've seen many corporate partnerships. This is particularly true within Europe and in 3Cs. European and U.S. companies are just not competitors, they are partners. They are indeed true partners. This is certainly evident when you look at the exciting work that is taking place in the digital space. U.S. companies are leaders in cloud-based technology and partnering with European industry in precision manufacturing, industrial robotics, and factory automation. Together, U.S. and European firms are devising transformative solutions that are changing the way we do business. Here are some of the exciting examples of U.S. and EU private sector collaboration in the development of new technology and solutions, just a few. In August, IBM announced that it had entered into a partnership with the Slovak insurance firm Novus. Novus is using IBM Cloud Services to help Novus's international expansion program. Among others, Oracle, Amazon, Google employ thousands and thousands of individuals, not only here in Romania, but throughout the 3Cs region. We're pleased to see that cooperation. Another example of collaboration involves AT&T, which has evolved from a traditional telephone and cellular provider to a comprehensive IoT solutions company. AT&T is working with Austrian beverage producer Red Bull to pilot the next generation of connected beverage coolers that will give Red Bull near real-time data on cooler location and performance and shopper frequency. In defense technology, I would note that U.S. firms are second to none in producing the world's best defense capabilities that will help Romania and other NATO members represented here today provide their own security and meet NATO's interoperability expectations. I am very much looking forward to the opportunity to engage with many of you over the course of my time in Bucharest. I wish everyone much success. And I would say, coming from the private sector, coming from the technology sector, I saw firsthand that no one country, no one company can single-handedly solve the technological challenges on the horizon or reap the economic rewards of societal contributions alone. You will find that the United States of America is here to partner and will stand by each of you in this region every step of the way. I am very much looking forward to the many successes that come out of this engagement, and congratulations to the Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Romania on celebrating 100 years. Thank you very much. On behalf of the United States, on behalf of Secretary of Commerce Wilbur Ross, we are so pleased to be here. Thank you.
Ian?
You're so fast. Thank you for being here.
Thank
for
you.
your kind words. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Success.
Ladies and gentlemen, in closing, let me thank Secretary for his comments, and to tell you many, many people have worked very hard to make the 3Cs initiative a success. And I'm really honored to be joined by a distinguished group from the Atlantic Council, which includes former ambassadors from the region, many of whom are already friends with many of you here in the audience, but I'd be remiss if I didn't thank them for their presence and their support. It means an awful lot to all of us. And finally, let me also single out the Deputy Prime Minister, Ana Berchal, from Romania, whose tireless work, both here and in Washington, has been instrumental in moving this and capturing the interest of the United States in this very, very important project. And the presence of Secretary Perry, the presence last year of the President in Warsaw, tells me that the transatlantic link is in good shape. The strategic value of the partnership is extremely evident, and the 3 Cs initiative will contribute to that in very solid measure for years to come. And lastly, may I ask you to join me in thanking our great panel for their messages, which are not only well received, but timely, and we look forward to implementing their guidance and vision in the days ahead. Thank you very much.
And now we shall proceed to the signing ceremony of the joint statement for the creation of the network of the Chambers of Commerce of the 3 Cs initiative. The representatives of the signing chambers are invited to come on the stage. The joint statement will be signed on behalf of the Bulgarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry by Mr. Svetan Simeonov, President. By Mr. Boštjan Gorjup, President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Slovenia. Mr. Ivan Barbaric, Vice President to the Croatian Chamber of Economy. Mr. Laszlo Bodi, Vice President of the International Committee of the Hungarian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. By Mr. Marek Kloszko, Vice President and General Director of the Polish Chamber of Commerce. Representing the Association of Lithuanian Chambers of Commerce, Industry and Crafts, Mrs. Laura Kovailovaite, Chairwoman of the Lithuanian-Romanian Business Council. And Mr. Mihai Daraban, President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Romania. Next on the agenda is the signing of the letter of intent for the establishment of the 3 Cs Initiative Fund. So we invite the representatives of the signing banks to come to stage. On behalf of the Croatian Bank for Reconstruction and Development, the letter of intent is signed by Mrs. Tamara Perko, President of the Management Board. Representing the Czech Moravian Guarantee and Development Bank, Mr. Jiří Žirasek. On behalf of Altum, the Latvian Development Institution, Mr. Rainis Berzins, Chairman of the Board. Representing the Polish Development Bank, Mrs. Beata Daszyńska-Muzyczka, President of the Management Board. On behalf of the Export-Import Bank of Romania, the letter of intent will be signed by Mr. Traian Halalai, Executive President. Representing the Slovak Investment Holding, Mr. Ivan Lesaj, CEO and Chairman of the Board. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending. Our panel has come to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Remain seated until the official delegations leave the plenary session room. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated until the official delegations leave the plenary session room. Ladies and gentlemen, the participants who will attend the cultural event further on this evening held at Godrochen Palace are kindly asked to present themselves in front of the building at 18:45. There they will be. They will get on the designated transfer vehicles.
Wait,